The History of Albert Einstein, From Student to Genius. Opening scene. Soft music with an image of a young Albert Einstein. Narrator. Albert Einstein, a name synonymous with genius, revolutionizing the way we understand the universe. But before he became the iconic figure known worldwide for his theory of relativity, Einstein was simply a curious young boy with a passion for understanding the mysteries of the world around him. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the early years of Albert Einstein's life, from his childhood in Germany to his university days and his first steps toward becoming a groundbreaking scientist. Cut to early childhood images of Einstein. Narrator. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in Ulm, Germany, into a Jewish family. His father, Hermann Einstein, was an engineer and a businessman, while his mother, Pauline, came from a family of well-off, intellectual roots. From a young age, Albert was different. He was a quiet, introspective child who didn't speak until he was 3 years old. This delay in speech worried his parents, but little did they know, it was a sign of his deep, contemplative nature. Cut to a picture of young Einstein with a violin. Narrator. Einstein's early fascination wasn't always with math and science. In fact, one of his first loves was music. His mother taught him to play the violin at a young age, and Einstein later said that music had a profound influence on his thinking. This early experience with harmony and structure would prove essential in his later scientific endeavors, where abstract patterns would become the key to his most famous discoveries. Cut to image of the Luitpold Gymnasium school building in Munich. Narrator. Einstein's formal education started at the Luitpold Gymnasium in Munich, where he was often frustrated by the rigid and strict methods of teaching. The authoritarian style of his school did not sit well with him, and his rebellious nature clashed with the traditional system. Einstein, while highly intelligent, found little joy in the classroom environment. In fact, his teachers often described him as a lazy student because he rarely followed the established rules. But inside his head, Albert was already asking the big questions about the universe. Cut to image of a young Einstein with books. Narrator. By the time Einstein was a teenager, he had already developed a profound interest in mathematics and physics. He was an avid reader of scientific works, especially those of Isaac Newton and James Clerk Maxwell. Einstein's thirst for knowledge eventually led him to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich, Switzerland, in 1896. However, his journey to Zurich was not smooth. Cut to image of Zurich in the late 1800s. Narrator. Einstein initially failed the entrance exam to the Polytechnic, but he didn't give up. After a year of studying at a special school in Aarau, Switzerland, Einstein was able to pass the exam on his second attempt. He enrolled in the Polytechnic, which would later become the ETH Zurich. Here, Einstein studied physics and mathematics, but once again, he was not exactly a model student. Despite excelling in his favorite subjects, he had little interest in other subjects like languages and history, which he found dull and irrelevant to his ambitions. Cut to image of Einstein's classmates and professors at the Polytechnic. Narrator. At the Polytechnic, Einstein's love for science grew stronger, but he still struggled with authority. Many of his professors found him eccentric, as he preferred thinking independently rather than adhering to traditional ideas. However, he did find a mentor in Hermann Minkowski, a mathematician who later became an important figure in the development of Einstein's theory of special relativity. Cut to image of Einstein in 1900 in front of the Polytechnic building. Narrator. In 1900, Einstein graduated, but despite his impressive academic background, he struggled to find a job in academia. Instead, he took a position as a patent examiner at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. It was during his time at the patent office that Einstein began to think more deeply about his scientific ideas. He had plenty of free time to think, and he used it to develop some of his most revolutionary theories. Cut to image of Einstein at work at the patent office. Narrator. In 1905, a year often referred to as Einstein's Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers in the Annalen der Physik, a leading scientific journal. These papers would forever change the course of physics. One of them introduced the famous equation E equals mc squared, which showed the relationship between energy and mass. Another paper explained the photoelectric effect, which would later earn him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. These works established Einstein as a leading scientist and turned him into a global figure. Cut to image of the 1920s, Einstein giving lectures. Narrator. By the early 1910s, Einstein had become a professor and was recognized as one of the foremost intellectuals of his time. In 1915, he presented his theory of general relativity, which described gravity as the curvature of spacetime caused by mass and energy. This theory would later be confirmed through the observation of the bending of light around the sun, an event that marked the beginning of Einstein's fame in the scientific world. Cut to image of Einstein with famous scientists like Niels Bohr and Max Planck. Narrator. But Einstein's genius wasn't just in his equations. He was a thinker who dared to question everything, challenging the very foundations of physics. His intellectual curiosity and fearless pursuit of truth made him a central figure in the scientific community. Cut to image of Einstein in the 1930s, with a world map and his works on display. Narrator. In 1933, with the rise of Nazism in Germany, Einstein, who was of Jewish descent, left for the United States, where he would spend the rest of his life. Even in exile, he continued his scientific work, contributing to quantum theory, cosmology, and the development of nuclear energy. Yet, his political views and pacifist stance often put him at odds with world events. Cut to image of Einstein's later years and the famous, tongue-out, photo. Narrator. Albert Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, in Princeton, New Jersey, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape modern science. His theories not only revolutionized physics but also changed our understanding of space, time, and the universe itself. Closing scene. A photo of Einstein's famous quote, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." Narrator. From a young boy who struggled in school to the world's most famous scientist, Albert Einstein's journey was one of curiosity, resilience, and unrelenting pursuit of knowledge. His legacy lives on in the world of science, technology, and beyond. Einstein was more than just a physicist. He was a visionary who showed us that the pursuit of truth is the greatest adventure we can undertake. End screen. Channel name and subscribe button. Narrator. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the early life of Albert Einstein, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories of history's greatest minds. See you next time. This script provides a comprehensive yet engaging look at Einstein's early years, and you can expand on each segment with visuals, quotes, and other details to make it even more dynamic for your audience. Albert Einstein's death occurred on April 18, 1955, in Princeton, New Jersey, at the age of 76. The cause was an abdominal aortic aneurysm, a condition in which a section of the aorta, the large blood vessel that carries blood from the heart to the rest of the body, becomes enlarged and prone to rupture. In the days leading up to his death, Einstein had been experiencing severe pain in his abdomen, which eventually led to him being hospitalized at Princeton Hospital. It was determined that he was suffering from a ruptured aortic aneurysm. Despite undergoing surgery, his condition worsened, and he died that morning. Einstein had been in poor health for a while, suffering from various ailments. He had previously undergone surgery earlier in 1955 for a heart condition. His health had gradually declined as he entered his mid-70s, but his intellect and passion for science had remained sharp until his death. Following his death, a controversial incident occurred. The pathologist who performed Einstein's autopsy, Thomas Stoltz Harvey, removed Einstein's brain without permission in an attempt to study it for scientific research. Harvey took Einstein's brain to various locations, studying it for years before returning it to Princeton. Einstein's death was widely mourned, and he is remembered not only for his revolutionary contributions to physics, such as the theory of relativity, but also for